Oh, I can do that. Okay, never mind. Great. Good morning, Kelly. You want to kick us off? Or we?
Sure, I would love to. Um, Good morning, everyone. I'm Kelly Austin. I have the honor of serving as the National President of NAWIC. It's inspiring to be here today discussing how we can empower the next generation of women in construction. NAWIC has long been a champion of breaking barriers and building careers, but we don't do it alone. Our partnerships with NAWIC Education Foundation, or NEF, and the NAWIC Founders Scholarship Foundation, NFSF, play a pivotal role in shaping the future of our industry. Education and access to opportunity are at the core of this work. Whether it's through certifications, scholarships, or mentorship, these organizations work together to ensure that women not only enter the construction industry, but thrive at every stage of their careers. From students considering their first step in construction to seasoned professionals seeking growth, our collective efforts provide the support system needed to succeed. Today, we're going to dive into the real impact of these initiatives, the challenges women still face, and the ways we can all contribute to the mission. Because at the end of the day, investing in women is investing in the strength and future of construction. Laleen Mitchell, our past national president, is going to do the amazing job of moderating this panel with myself, Doreen Bartoldes from the NFSF, and Laura Heron from NEF.
Thank you, Kelly. It's great to be here with everyone, and I hope everybody's having a fantastic week. It certainly started off with a bang. Glad to see you all. And Laura, I was going to start with you, just talking about some of the key initiatives that NEF is focusing on this year, and how do they align with NAWIC's current mission?
Well, our NEF board has decided that we want to make sure that we have a succession plan so that we can start cultivating trustees to be leaders in the EC. We're also looking towards them for assistance with making new programs, reviewing the old programs, discussing with us openly. We have more open meetings. They're not formatted so that people have the ability to say what they feel, what their opinions are, and mostly we can learn from them because they're the ones doing the job out in the field, in the offices, and what really needs to be an educational program for the people that they work with. So we're looking towards that, and we're working on multiple other things with ACCE, working to get more programs into two-year colleges, trying to get programs into companies, large companies that have their own educational programs. So we're just really looking forward to and working with everybody. And how we work with NAWIC, one of the things that we're doing is this year at AC, we're going to do a 3-hour cruise on the harbor. And it's not going to be a fundraiser. It's going to be a networking session. And we're looking to different corporations to be there with us to, talk and network with our people, with our NAWIC members. And we thought that that would be a great addition to showing all the different things that NAWIC has to offer to our members. And that it'll be fun. It's 3 hours. You're stuck on a yacht, so you can't get off. So, but we're looking forward to working with NAWIC and trying to get more opportunities out there for people that are in the construction trades. Our programs are very affordable, and they really target a lot of the things that come up in a daily work for a person that's in the construction industry that works in the field. If you're sitting in a meeting and you don't understand about accounting, we have a program for that. So we're looking to see how much we're impacting NAWIC at this, how does she say it? 3-hour cruise, Gilligan style. But we're trying to make sure that everyone knows everybody and everyone knows what we can do and what we're available for.
That sounds fantastic. Do you know any of the companies yet or sponsors? Anything else you could tell us about that?
We're reaching out right now. We actually put a task force together to do that because we know that NAWIC National has also reached out to a lot of corporations for the NAWIC annual conference, so we don't want to overburden people. So we're trying to look more into the educational side.
Oh, good to know.
The ones that are available for that want to promote education. So, and those are a lot of colleges that are open to that. And like I said, the task force is Robin, Melanie, Tammy, and Katie. So, and they're all involved in that side through ACCE. So and then we're already talking about banners, and they already told us on the boat they're going to have multiple TVs that we can have information flooding through there that people will be able to look at. It holds 149 people, so it's a pretty big boat. So it should be a lot of fun, and it's going to be fun and networking. And hey, this is what we do here at NEF, at NAWIC, at NFSF. Use us.
Definitely. Well, that's a good segue into NFSF. Thank you, Laura. I'm going to go to Doreen for a minute and ask her about the critical role that NFSF plays in supporting women who want to advance their careers in construction. And then also, too, what do you see for NFSF in the next few years or in the coming term or so?
Cool. Yeah, Doreen Bartolos. I'm a past national president only, and I say that only because the trustees are past national presidents, and Maureen has become one of them this year. So, and there's 4 of us. We are a trust to NAWIC. We're not a separate. We serve NAWIC as a trust, and we put out scholarships. And actually, the scholarships go to men and women. So men and women can apply. So this is helping the entire industry, although we do get a lot of women applying, and we give out a lot of scholarships to women. So one of the things we did change a little bit last year was to kind of, we're trying to get more tradeswomen also scholarships in apprenticeships. So we give undergraduate scholarships to construction-related degree programs starting in the freshman year of college. And now we give construction trade scholarships starting in their senior year of high school. So that's one of the things we kind of adjusted last year to make sure we reach out to the trades and help the trades and get to their apprenticeships, et cetera. So as far as working with NAWIC, we work with a lot of chapters, but it's just not just NAWIC chapters that can utilize the national, NAWIC Founders Scholarship Foundation. We can do scholarships for other organizations as well. So that's what we've been doing. We've given out, last year we gave out 290,000 worth of scholarships. This year we're set up to give about 275,000 worth of scholarships. And if I recall last year, not one scholarship was less than like $1,500 to $2,000 per person. And it was amazing to see all that go out.
Yeah, definitely a nice chunk of change. And so for people on the call, if you didn't know that too, even NAWIC folks are eligible. We've loosened the language, as Doreen stated, on the trade, so it made it a little easier for them to get some help as well. So again, trying to broaden that as much as possible, and I think it's great in that sense too. So Kelly, do tell us, how does the partnership between NAWIC, NEF, and NFSF help amplify the voices and the visibility of women in construction? What have you seen during your term this year?
Absolutely. This partnership is powerful because it provides the full spectrum of support for women in construction. NAWIC is the boots on the ground, networking, providing leadership, mentorship, and advocacy, while NEF ensures that we have accessible, high quality education and certifications that validate the expertise of women in our field. And NFSF ensures that financial barriers don't hold talented women back from pursuing education and career growth. So together, these organizations create pathways to success and raise the visibility of women in construction. Whether it's through training programs, scholarships, or professional development, we make sure that women are seen, supported, and empowered to lead this industry.
I love that. And it's a great, that was a great answer and a good response to, you know, again, what we're trying to do to help women. Laura, how do you see the role of education evolving for women entering the construction field? Or what have you seen over your term this year too? Anything with that?
Um, huh. Well, what I like about it is that the NEF programs have been tailored for non-college people. The real world experience that went into our programs, they're reviewed by the NAWIC members to make sure that NEF programs are staying current with industry standards, programs that can assist the women and men that are new to the construction industry. They're finding out that our programs are helping them through, like I said before, if you're new to the construction industry and you're sitting in a meeting and all of a sudden they decide, oh, you're going to be a foreman or a superintendent, and they go, oh, these are the forms that you got to start filling out daily for payroll, or these are the forms you got to start filling out for the company or for the customer. We have those programs and they can do it all self-study. And apparently they really like it because they've been, you know, bugging us about, you know, doing more and more. And so far this year, I mean, our book sales from over the years are just increasing because not only are the programs getting out there to our members, a lot of our members are taking them back to their companies, and the companies are installing them in their company schooling. So it works out very well. And I want to appreciate Kelly because she has been very open and she's been talking to me, and we've had great communication about NEF programs and the relationship with NAWIC. And really, it's communication. You know, making sure that what we're doing is current and available, affordable, and that we are ACC certified. Our programs are all certified by the same organization that does the colleges. So all of our certifications have been approved and are used in some colleges across the country, but we charge way less through NEF than the schools do. But that's their own thing. But it has been very rewarding for me to be involved with Kelly and some of the other team that she had brought on that's been emailing me about different things. It's been just very, very wonderful to have that relationship.
Great when the communication flows and everybody just jumps on it. So glad to hear that, Laura.
Yeah.
And it's a good segue, Doreen, into, you know, talking about how you guys at NFSF determine the applicants that are most deserving of the scholarships, and then what sets them apart to help them, you know, get this additional education that they need.
Well, the biggest thing is they're interested in construction. That's kind of cool. And I tried to print all this out so I'd have it in front of me. Excuse me. And then the printer wasn't working like you guys with your, okay. So we do have a score sheet for both the apprenticeship. There's two applications. There's one for undergraduate and one for the apprenticeships. We have a score sheet that talks about financial need, extracurricular experiences, employment experience, their interest in construction, and the probability that they will continue in construction. That's something we consider when we score this. And then their application preparation, you know, there's things like that. And then we give a chance for each of the people who are scoring, which is normally the 4 trustees. You know, we give them extra points for something that hit us or something that hit home with us. And I printed out too, and I don't want to use names or anything, but there was a middle-aged woman who had a family and they were moving from one state to another, and she wanted to finish her apprenticeship in the new state and was applying for the 4th year apprenticeship, you know, scholarship. So she was an electrical engineer as well. And so there was like a very compelling story there. And she had done a lot of work in the industry already. She was actually a member of NAWIC. So that was part of sort of why we offered her, you know, gave her the scholarship. And then we also look at their transcripts, their current transcripts, either the high school transcripts when they're going for apprenticeship or the college transcripts when they're in college. Another person was an undergraduate and a new student, and she was going into her freshman or sophomore year, and her internships and her work and her volunteer work, I remember that went high in her scoring as well. So, and some of these stories, and I'm getting a little chills, I can't really share them specifically, but, you know, the stories of, you know, people who are single moms or they're working mothers with their families or they're, young women or young men who are, they just have financial difficulties. So a lot of that goes into the scoring and who we give scholarships to. Then we also have criteria that come from the people who establish the scholarship. So like, for instance, a chapter might decide that they wanted to go to these particular schools. So people from those schools will apply. So the scholarship is set up by the chapters or the organization, and they kind of specify how they want the scholarship to be delivered. So we have our scoring sheet at NFSF that we kind of look at, and then we look at what scholarships they can get. If they're going to, say, Ohio State University, say, and the Columbus, Ohio chapter has something for Ohio State, we can go, oh, we can plug them into the Columbus chapter scholarship. And then we let the chapters know. So that's kind of how that works. And it's always fun to do. It's work, but it's fun for sure.
It's nice to read the stories and to hear and to think about helping people in that sense too. So
Yes.
definitely. Kelly, what advice do you have for NAWIC members who want to get more involved in supporting both the education and scholarships for women in construction?
Well, I love hearing the stories from Doreen and Laura about like the people that are coming in and using the certification programs or applying for their scholarships, because it does make me feel like we're making this difference. And I know that our members feel similarly. There are so many ways to get involved. The most immediate is to spread the word. Let students, emerging professionals, and even those considering a career shift know about the resources. And beyond that, to consider mentoring, right? Sharing your experiences with someone just starting out, or volunteering. Many of our chapters work directly with NEF or NFSF on fundraising or outreach. You can sponsor a scholarship. If you or your company can support financially, investing in education has a direct impact on these programs. You can take an NEF certification course, whether for yourself or encouraging others. The certifications obviously add credibility to women in construction and help advance careers. You could also work with NEF on maybe becoming a certification trainer, right? So that we can spread the word even farther. Even if it's just one conversation or one introduction, you never know how your support might change the trajectory of someone's career.
That is
sure.
so true. Yeah. It's a lovely thought too, when you just think about talking about NAWIC in that sense. And that's a great segue to Laura. Tell us about what you feel is the most rewarding part of working with NEF and what you've done for the foundation this year.
Well, we have a lot of fun. One thing, we do have a lot of fun in our group. But the one thing that I like is when we're at national and we're in the construction zone or whatever it's going to be called, and people come up and they say, I took your program. It really helped me in listening and understanding, because a lot of times you learn from just listening to the people around you at work. And they're like, it keyed in on things that I'm like, oh, I know that. I know what they're talking about. And then they're like, well, I'll take this other class, and they'll take another class, and then they'll say, now I can move up in the company. It's not that they're stagnant. They have the opportunity to take these classes, and just by, keying into certain things that's around them, whether they're on a job site or I'm hoping that they get to be in meetings, because that's when you learn the most from individuals. That when you take classes and you learn these things, they key into certain things during your day and how much it improved what they were doing. And not only just, they could get a different position at the company and, more recognition, more money, whatever, but that it made them feel like they were part of something other than just sitting there and not knowing. That they could have a conversation with somebody at their work and, come away saying, I knew what they were talking about.
Right.
And that's really cool when they come up and they talk to you and they go over the books with us standing there, and they're like, I took this class and, I didn't pass the first time, so I buckled down, I took it the second time and I passed, and I was so elated. And just how easy the programs are. It's just really rewarding to hear from the members that they're getting something out of NEF.
You've helped, and you have. So thank you for your work this year. I know it's not easy. Definitely, you have a passion there too, and we appreciate your sharing that with all of us. Doreen, can you share a success story from a scholarship recipient or anyone that particularly resonates with the founder's mission?
So, I saw this question and I had to think of I can't think specifically what her name was, but when I was president, the one young woman sent us all on the board calendars and gave us a thank you note and said, thank you for the scholarship, which gave me chills because we were just on the board of NAWIC, but the trustees gave it out.
Yeah.
And she said she was so appreciative. It helped her finish her college career. She sent pictures of herself on the site or something to that effect. And that was just really heartwarming. And because we don't really hear too many stories, but then once in a while, there was a guy, and I don't think he came to me, but he came to somebody on the board or something and said, I know in NAWIC because I got a NAWIC scholarship when I was in college. So he knew NAWIC and he was obviously an ally. And that's a success story too, because if it meant that much to him and he remembered our name, that meant it had an impact. That's the woman who sent us the calendars with the big thank you note and pictures of her on her construction site and things in which she was working on. That was amazing to hear. And I know there's more stories like that out there. I just don't know of all of them.
No, I hear you. And it's funny because I completely remember receiving that and feeling almost overwhelmed with just joy and gratefulness in terms of, wow, she took time out of her day and energy and efforts, put some money into it and sent us all this. And I didn't know, like you said, the foundation gives it. And we don't see much of that at all. We get the total dollars, just like we're giving information here. But to get that as a thank you, just being on the board, it humbled and really invigorated me too, and made me, motivated to talk about it more because it really impacts people. It's very helpful, clearly. So yeah, it's funny you brought that one up. I remember that one too. Well, Kelly, here's an opportunity for you because looking forward, what are some of the major opportunities you see for collaboration between the NAWIC foundations? Anything in store? Or?
I do. I see huge opportunities for continued growth, particularly in 3 key areas. So expanding scholarships and financial support, because we know education opens doors, right? And with more funding and outreach, we can reach more women who might otherwise not have access to these opportunities. We can strengthen our industry partnerships, bringing in more corporate and trade partners to fund scholarships and certifications, ensuring that the investment in women in construction, it's not just an initiative, but a priority. And then we can enhance outreach and education, working together to make sure that high school and college students, apprentices, and mid-career professionals all know about these resources. By working together, we can ensure that women at every stage of their careers have the tools and the support they need to succeed.
Love it. Absolutely love it. Well, that's the end of the prepared questions that we had, and I believe that we're going to open it up to questions and answers for anybody that's on the call. If you want to, I don't know, do we want to type in the chat? How do we want to handle that?
Well, there is one from a Mary Mabel.
Oh, thank you.
Maybe you can read that first.
Sure. Let me pull it up.
That I see most immediately.
You know what? Mine's not opening. Why don't you go ahead and read it, Doreen? Sorry about that.
Okay, she says, there's a lot of women on a social media group I'm in that are looking for apprenticeships or classes. Can you direct us to information we can share when this comes up? They are a great group of women, and I'd love to send any information their way. Thank you. So my initial thing is to go to our websites, because if you go to NAWIC.org, you can access NEF from there and also NFSF. And if they're looking for the courses, NEF, I'll let Laura speak to that.
NEF, our online is NAWIC Education Foundation. That's how you have to type it in order to get to our website. And all the programs are on there for you to sign up. Tells you about the cost and what it all entails. So, but I think that the link on NAWIC National works as well, goes directly to our page, but it is NAWIC Education Foundation.
And there is a QR code that Savannah put up, and so that you can just click it with your camera and it'll take you directly to the specific websites. Mary, if your question is about like specific apprenticeship courses or classes, I might give you the suggestion of either reaching out to your region director, because a lot of those things are state specific, or our tradeswomen committee. Our national chair, D'Ila Ray, would be a fabulous point of contact and would definitely be able to direct you if you're asking about trade specific classes. But otherwise, NEF, yes, use the QR code and you can find all the certifications.
And it looks like the next question, oh shoot, which I just closed, there it is also for NEF, because they're asking, where will the 3-hour cruise be? And my assumption is Boston, but Laura, I'll let you handle that.
It's at the annual conference in Boston. It's 3 hours, and I think it hits 11 different historical sites. It's going to have obviously alcohol and food. They're going to have appetizers. You know how I hit the first one first? It'll have appetizers, 3 different food stations, I believe. There's going to be a DJ later on. It's like in the beginning, it's going to be networking, and then there's going to be music in the background. And it's a fairly big boat, so if you want to get away from the sounds, you can. But yes, it's in Boston, the Boston Harbor. And
So
it's
Laura,
going to be on Thursday night of annual conference.
I'm going to make a prediction, because you said it only holds 140?
149 people.
My thought is you guys might want to investigate a little bigger boat there, but that's just a suggestion.
We've contacted the owners or the company to find out what happens if we go above that. But
That's great.
we're working on that. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Good. Well, thank you, Carmen, for that question. Next one up is from Andrea. I have been in construction for 10 years, but would love to find a good group to join where I can ask peers questions other than CFMA. So I don't know if anybody else, Doreen, if you have any suggestions that
Andrea,
might
you
help us.
found us.
Oh, Kelly, maybe you know. Kelly, you know it?
I'm saying it's us.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah,
it's NAWIC.org.
absolutely.
Yeah,
True.
NAWIC.org. Yeah,
And
and she can find a chapter in her area.
yeah,
expand.
closest chapter, and they probably will have people that are related to, it sounds like you're in accounting or on the finance side, and maybe can help people in terms of that. And then we definitely have NEF certifications. If you haven't done that, that group would also, if you come and take a class with NEF, I don't know, Laura, if you want to elaborate on that, or if there's multiple ways through NAWIC to do that. How's that?
Mhm.
Yeah, we do a class every year at NAWIC Nationals, and then at the convention. And then we also do regional events if it's proposed to us by the regional director. Usually it's in Spring Forum. We do classes there. It just get on the NAWIC website and join. There's just so much that all the different I want to say acronyms can help you with. It's a great organization. You'll learn, you'll get friends, it's a lifelong learning experience. So get on the NAWIC.org, and we're more than willing to help anybody. Education,
Definitely.
friendship, whatever.
Lots of ways to skin that cat. Coming to annual conference this year could also help you, because just networking when you're at AC is helpful. You'll run into other professionals that are also in your area of expertise or that you are looking for in that sense. And do we know what the NEF class is this year at AC?
ESP.
Oh, okay.
It's ESP.
Okay, so we're doing ESP again. Okay, sounds
For
good.
those of you who don't know, ESP is the estimating and scheduling practitioner.
The only one I have.
It's not like, like psychic learning or anything like that.
Wouldn't that be cool?
It would be kind of neat.
Yes. That's next.
It'd be very interesting, to say the least.
That's the AI course that you're going to throw in there or something.
Oh, goodness.
But for Andrea, I don't know if you are currently a part of NAWIC or just looking, but if you do go to nawic.org, you can go to find your chapter and it'll show you like a map of the United States, and you can literally see the locations where different chapters are located. And so you can drill down that way and try and find your local chapter. Or you're welcome to email me at president@nawic.org, and I'm happy to help.
Again, I'm sure you'll find lots of folks that are definitely excited to talk to you about whatever subject you're looking for. If you just start asking, and again, attend a local meeting, attend the annual conference, attend a forum, an upcoming forum. There'll be lots of folks there that are probably, knowledgeable in the subjects that you want to research. Is it too early for our call to action, Kelly? Yeah, those were the only two questions that I had in the Q&A, but is there anything else?
Sure. One of the things I get asked every now and then is like, what's the biggest barrier for women entering construction? And so I guess I just wanted to say, because it ties into this conversation, right? The biggest barrier is still awareness and access, right? Many women don't realize the breadth of opportunities available to them in construction, from field leadership to project management to executive roles. And that's why NAWIC, NEF, and NFSF play such a critical role. We break down stereotypes, provides financial support, and ensure that women have both the knowledge and the confidence to step into these careers. So it's still prevalent out there. We still need to attract women into the industry. These three entities that we're talking today, like they're a really great pathway to get people into it.
Definitely.
If there are no other questions, then yeah, as we wrap up, I did want to leave everyone with this, that the future of construction depends on the women who enter it today. And we as an industry, as an organization and as individuals have a responsibility to ensure that they have every opportunity to succeed. I encourage each of you to take action, whether that's applying for a scholarship or donating to support education, mentoring a young professional, or simply spreading the word about these incredible programs. Because when we invest in women, we strengthen the entire industry. And as our WIC Week theme says, together we rise. Thank you for being here today, for your commitment to this mission, and for being a part of this movement. Now let's continue the conversation and make a real difference.
Definitely.
Are we all
Thank you,
set?
Kelly.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Also, yeah, are we also encouraging contributions, whether it's donating to the foundations, applying for a scholarship, or volunteering for any of our initiatives? So please don't forget to, do something, boots on the ground, right where you are locally, because it makes a difference
Yes.
too, for sure. It was good to
Yes.
see everyone. Happy WIC Week.
Absolutely.
Week.
I did see a couple people
Happy
talk
WIC
about
Week.
nearest chapters being a little far away. We're always looking to start new chapters. And again, president@nawic.org, and we'll put you in contact, okay? I think that
Well, the
was
other thing
Amy
there-
and Tia.
Yeah. Well, also, sometimes you never know, there might be somebody else from the chapter who's equally as far away, and you might be able to connect with them, so.
And at least ride share.
Yeah.
Together. Until you get your new chapter started, you can ride share to the old one.
Yeah. Cool. This was great. Thank you for getting us together.
Oh my gosh,
Thank
it's
you,
been so
Kelly.
Thank you,
great
yes.
working with everyone. Yay.
Yay.
Right.
We got to put some scholarships out there. Yay.
Definitely.
The email to
Yay.
contact for further assistance. So I would tell you to email the NAWIC office, nawic@nawic.org. They will definitely be able to put you in contact. It doesn't matter if you need NEF assistance, NFSF, or if you need to get a hold of anybody within NAWIC. So I'm putting that into the chat. If you want, you can also email me. It's president@nawic.org. If you go to nawic.org, you can find contact information for loads of people, the entire board of directors, all of our fabulous NAWIC office staff. You can also find our committee chairs if you're looking for a more specialized thing. We have Celia Velaz, our chair for WIC Week, because that's amazing. But we also have Deila Ray. We were talking about our tradeswomen committee. Kate Lowe, she's fabulous, heading up the membership committee. Kim Colella, Sustainability. If you are interested in this in construction, we have a committee that is raring to go and doing some amazing things. So definitely check out the website and reach out to either of these email addresses if you can't find what you are looking for.
We'd love your help. Please
Mhm.
participate.
Cool.
All right. Take care, everyone. Happy WIC week.
Happy WIC week.
Good to see
Happy
you
WIC
guys.
week.